ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
Expect a COVID-19 surge on top of our current surge, possibly as soon as this week. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. That sobering message came from Governor Gavin Newsom today. As our ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty explains, our healthcare system is not equipped to handle another surge of cases.
Governor Gavin Newsom Monday talking about the 4 people from San Diego who tested positive for the new COVID variant strain. He says more cases will come.
1 is now hospitalized. We also have 2 additional individuals that we identified in San Bernardino.
The state recorded 29,633 new coronavirus cases Sunday, but the governor says the numbers are misleading due to reduced testing over the holiday weekend.
We anticipate the surge on top of a surge. It's going to put a lot of pressure on hospitals and ICUs coming out of the holidays. And so we're getting into that phase right now.
Here in San Diego and across California, healthcare systems are still struggling to keep up with increasing COVID-19 cases. Hospitalizations are up 18% over the past 2 weeks. A spokesperson for the Palomar Medical Center has confirmed that patients are now being treated at the alternate care site on the property. As of Monday morning, there were 15 staffed beds and 10 patients receiving care. The site allows hospitals to focus on patients with the most acute needs. The National Guard was called in to run the facility. As cases surge, there's also a call to bring back the USNS Mercy to either San Diego or Los Angeles. The ship was sent to Los Angeles last March, treating non-COVID patients to help free up hospitals. We've reached out to the Navy about the ship's current plans, but haven't heard back. According to the LA Times, the ship is in dry dock right now for repairs in Portland, and that could take months. Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
So for now, our stay-at-home order will stay in effect. Dr. Mark Galley, the state Secretary of Health and Human Services, says the 4-week projections for Southern California show demand exceeding ICU capacity. The order will only be lifted when ICU projections are at least 15%. Southern California's official ICU capacity is currently at 0%.
The county reported another 3,000 cases today, bringing our total to 171,000. There were also 6 new deaths, bringing that total to just under 1,600. The first San Diegans to get the Pfizer vaccine 3 weeks ago are now getting their second dose. Even though some members of our community are now protected, ABC 10 News reporter Leah Pizzetti explains why it's no time to let your guard down.
Everyone is just has this almost sigh of relief coming forward.
Palomar Health started giving the second doses of the Pfizer vaccine to employees Monday. Chief Medical Officer Omar Khawaja just got his second vaccination.
It does feel good to know that you're putting yourself at risk, but the chance that you're going to infect a family member just went way down.
Once a person gets the second dose of either Moderna or Pfizer, the highest rate of protection doesn't begin for another week.
We're really trying to infuse some urgency that, as soon as you get these vaccines, you need to sort of push them out into people's arms, because they do no good when they're sitting in a freezer.
Dr. Christian Ramers is part of the county's clinical advisory group. He says speed is a priority, but says there are red flags surrounding new conversations about cutting doses in half, a move that would get more doses out to more people. The FDA is meeting this week to talk about administering half doses of Moderna's vaccine to people under age 55, which they say could make it available to twice as many people. Dr. Ramers worries that a half dose could lead to resistant strains developing.
What we're really worried about is a virus mutating and becoming resistant to the vaccines. That would be a disaster. And so I think we should use these vaccines the way they were intended, which is to give 2 full doses, either 21 or 28 days apart, and get that full immunity.
And he says, well, it's exciting that these second doses are being distributed.
To see them post on their social media getting the vaccine, it just brings tears to a lot of people's eyes that we are finally seeing some light at the end of the tunnel.
He's worried that right now there are still major issues at hand.
Our hospitals are at their limit.
Asking the community to continue to follow the rules. Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
It's not clear if vaccinated people can still infect others, so they should continue wearing a mask and practice social distancing.
Small businesses are running out of time to apply for a share of the COVID relief from the state. Since November, those small businesses have been able to apply for up to $25,000 in Cal Relief grants. The deadline to apply was this Friday, but has now been extended to January the 13th. The owner of Hammond's Gourmet Ice Cream in North Park jumped on the money and says every bit of financial help is welcome.
It's tight from a rent standpoint, it's tight from a payroll standpoint, it's tight from an inventory standpoint. So everybody needs liquidity as much as possible to keep their businesses going.
This is only the first round of grants. Another will begin at the end of January. To apply, you can go to careliefgrant.com.
The San Diego Gulls hockey team is temporarily moving its home games to Irvine because of the pandemic. The Gulls are a minor league affiliate of the Anaheim Ducks, and the team wants to make sure all of the players are in one location under the same health protocols. The Gulls released a statement saying they are committed to San Diego long term and will return to Pechanga Arena once it's safe. You can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
A former La Mesa police officer is now being charged in the controversial arrest of a black man last year. As our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala explains, Matthew Dages is accused of falsifying a police report.
Hey, bro.
Hey, what'd I tell you?
He is pleased that something is actually being done.
Hey, bro, you can't do that.
District Attorney Summer Stephan announcing a criminal charge is being filed against Matthew Dages, a former La Mesa police officer at the center of the controversial arrest of Amari Johnson back in May. In a statement, Stephan said in part, "When someone in a position of trust, such as a police officer, commits a crime, it causes tremendous harm and shakes the community's confidence in those who are sworn to protect them."
We definitely feel that more charges should be filed.
Attorney Troy Owens represents Amari Johnson in a civil suit. He says Monday's announcement of the felony charge against Dages was a step in the right direction for his client.
His initial reaction was that it was a relief and a breath of fresh air that something is actually being done.
The complaint alleges that Dages filed a police report containing false information regarding the reason for Johnson's arrest.
You're being placed under arrest for 241C, okay?
As well as his actions. Video of the incident shortly after the death of George Floyd sparked outrage and protest last year.
I have no reason to be detained by you, bro.
The officer could be seen shoving Johnson down onto a bench and handcuffing him.
There are some questions as it relates to the origin of the contact between the two of them.
After body cam video was released, the police department did not pursue charges against Johnson, and Dages was later fired. A statement from acting La Mesa Police Chief Ray Sweeney says in part, "We have worked closely with the San Diego District Attorney's Office over the past several months on this matter. The La Mesa Police Department holds each and every member of the department to the highest standards of integrity in order to protect and serve our community and keep its trust." Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Dages' arraignment is scheduled for March 9th. If convicted, he could face up to 3 years in prison.
Investigators are trying to figure out what was behind the murder of a Solana Beach man. ABC 10 News met with Tom Merriman in 2019, sharing his passion for butterflies. He helped run the butterfly farms in Encinitas. But New Year's Day, Merriman was found dead when deputies did a welfare check at a home on South Nardo Avenue. The sheriff's department isn't saying how Merriman died, but they arrested the woman who lives at the home, Jade Jenks. We spoke with Merriman's business partner.
There's some indication that this person that they have in custody was somehow there taking care of him, helping him out.
Jenks faces a charge of first-degree murder. She's due in court later this week.
One person is dead after a frightening crash in San Marcos. An SUV careened off the eastbound 78 near East Barham Drive this morning. It then crashed through a fence and overturned, coming to a rest in front of Sid's Carpet Barn. The driver was trapped in the car and died right there at the scene. The CHP says that 69-year-old lost control after cutting off an Acura in the fast lane. His name has not been released. 2 workers are hurt after an explosion at a construction site in Mission Valley this morning. ABC 10 News breaking news tracker was there as the men were hoisted down. We're told they were working on the 3rd floor of the parking garage when a piece of machinery exploded. The men needed to be put into those rescue baskets and lowered to the awaiting ambulances below.
Really, thanks to the crews here, they did a good job. The time on scene was very minimal and very professional, quick in their actions.
No word yet on the severity of their injuries or what caused the explosion.
San Diego will reap some of the benefits of $25 million coming from the federal government. The money from the Labor Department will go toward jobs addressing debris cleanup and delivering humanitarian aid to people affected by last year's wildfires. That includes the Valley Fire that destroyed dozens of homes in September in the East County. Fires have burned more than 4 million acres in California in the past 4 months.